All right, this is a brief encapsulation of what I showed on the first training session for me for the Remy Presses Hall of Flame Foundation. The instructional portion, I set up the camera wrong, and so it caught none of it, but I can do this very, very quickly. So the template that we're working off of is basically your standard 6 count. You've got your forehand strike, backhand strike, over the top, which he returns with a forehand strike, backhand strike, and over the top. And the nice thing is that it doesn't matter if your 6 count is a 1 or it's a 3, or if your backhand is a 4 or it's an 8, because this is a template. You can work it high, you can work it low. Now, the first thing is the check hand orientation is key. So the first action that I did with the guys was I went here and I said, okay, circle this, bring this up like, Dad, can I have 20 bucks? Just descend, bring up. Then the drill with the partners was he would put the stick there, not even hitting, and you just go over the top and you bring it up just like this. Over the top and bring it up like this. Notice I'm not grabbing, I'm not clipping. I'm just, if I had a coin in my hand, by this point, the coin would be flying. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is that much like your forwards and backwards on a regular karate, taekwondo, kung fu punch, okay? Close to the knuckles, stick to stick, I push, and I push, and I push. Those are the 2 component parts. Now, if you do this curve and you do this push at the same time, first I'll go slow because I want you to see what happens to his hand. And the drill that we did involved no striking at that point because it was just, here we are, I'm at this position, and as I press this down and bring this in, this goes all the way, and what happens is it peels out of the hand. Notice the stick kind of went like this up in front of his face. That's the distraction. So that would be for your number 1 or your number 3 strike. Your down strike, okay? Instead of from this point and curving, you have your hand up this way and you have your curving. So you've got, notice I've got this across the center line. It circles, it comes up. And then what I showed to the guys was that just like a karate inside forearm block, you've got the stick coming this way, and very key, you move the arm with it. So you'd have this action, and this would be against your number 12 strike. So the person positioned in 12, and first they're up here and they're just going like this. Simple, simple. Notice he is placing the strike. We're not getting any hitting. And then I come up here and I move his stick with my arm. Same thing as if I'm doing this, except this position is now my cane position. And then we're at the 12, and I just start and I go this way, I go this way, bing, the hand flips. Now, for the backhand, okay, this one's really simple, and that is practicing this as my defense. So I'm not even going to stop it. No, I need to move it over this way. And then if my stick is up, I throw the puño over the top and I pull it to my side. So if I'm here, I push and I pull, the key action being the push. Now this is the interesting thing, because with these type of disarms, your check hand is what is key. So as opposed to freezing this and manipulating the cane this way, which works, it works. But what I find is the thing that you generally don't expect, which is this here. And notice I put his arm across the center line, and normally I'm holding onto the cane just for the sake of the camera and the presentation. But this here, and see where his arm is? But notice I spring loaded, bang, bang, and I would fire. So now, doing this nice and slowly and easily and relaxedly, you can use your 6 count drill, because I'm here, ding, or and you do this off of motion. Now, one thing that's nice for this camera and for this presentation that I didn't have time to show is the stepping involved. So he has his forehand strike. Good. I've got this angle step, which actually gives me better proximity to his hand, as opposed to being out here. So I've got the step here, and then I step to the side. Now look, I just moved out of the trajectory of his stick, which makes it easier for me doing this. And then the same thing is I go behind his arm, which makes this action much easier. So one thing that I did mention is that the basic 6-count drill, in my way of teaching and my way of training, it's a footwork drill. I see a lot of people doing this, and I have no fault with people doing this. Ding, 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 ding. When I'm doing it, I'm here, 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 here. Stepping, 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 so that I can achieve potentially a positional or alignment superiority. I'm not worried about getting out of the way of the stick. My quote defensive step actually is I'm not stepping to move out of the way of something. I have my defense. It is my preliminary offensive step, in a sense, in that he goes here, okay, now I'm in a better position to strike him. So it is a setup. I use the stepping, but if we roll back to the importance of what we were doing, 2 hands at the same time. So what we've got is we have a forehand strike. Doesn't matter if it's a head strike. Doesn't matter if it's a body strike. If it is a low strike, if it's a knee strike like a 9, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'll have to do this. So I'll have to actually put my tip down. And it's the same thing if he does a low strike on the 8. Okay, I'm going to have to circle this up. But the key thing is that as opposed to one motion, second motion, third motion, using both hands in concert, it is one motion and the cane goes. Now this, as I mentioned to the students of the class, to me, this is one of the secrets of Remy presses. And this is not a secret that he taught me. What this is a secret he alluded to. He would tell me about stick contests that he got into, and he would always tell me, I disarmed him, and I would give him back the cane, and I would tell him how good he was, and we'd go, and I would take away the cane, and I'd give it back. Taking away the cane, if you're in a rock'em sock'em thing, the person's not standing here and waiting for you to do something. No, they're going ding, 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 they're popping. So what opened the door for this research was first Mark Wiley of Integrated Eskrima. We are competing opinion leaders for each other. He's my opinion leader in Filipino martial arts. I'm his opinion leader for the karate stuff, and we're both great buddies. He taught actually at this camp how to reduce the number of moves in a disarm. Okay, that was the first one. The second one was my little brother Bruce Chu, and we were actually at Chad's camp, and one of the things that he said while he was drilling was that if you cannot do it in motion, if you can't do it in flight, then what you've got is you have less than efficient technique, and that's not quite what Professor Remy did. And it was like, oh, reduce the number of moves, do it in flight. Those opened up the doors for doing this, and then those very simple exercises. This is the first time that I've taught this in this simple of a manner. So, have fun with it. 2 hands at the same time. Slow, smooth, easy, relaxed, because slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You get the positioning, you'll end up getting the leveraging, and the next thing you know, your partner's eyes are going to pop out of his head because he's not going to know what happened to the cane. So thank you very much. I had a great time. Thank you to my brother and my partner, Chad. He was with me on this, and it made it flow very, very easily. So there you go. Now, like I said, this is what I did in the first session. Let's go to the second session.
And speaking of Let's Dance, Professor Grandmaster and all-around nice guy Dan Anderson is in the house.
Boom.
You got him.
Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-frame this. One of the things, I began training with Professor Remy in 1980, and one of the things that he did then, as opposed to, let's say, people who trained with him in 88 or 90, 94, and so forth, was we stepped a lot. We angle stepped. And as I went over with Chad yesterday, basic six count drill, to me, is a stepping drill. Now, when you watch me play Arnis, and you watch Professor Remy play Arnis, you're not going to see the same thing. He had his own way of moving. My goal was to replicate his ease of application. That is where I resemble Professor Remy. Yep. Disarms. If he took the stick away, you had a stick, now he had a stick. I was like, what the heck just happened here? And one of the smartest things that I did was when I was training with Professor Remy was, at one point I stopped listening to him. And I started feeling him, and I started watching him closely. And there were several things that, if you can believe this, where his application resembled a lot of what's taught in internal martial arts. Structure, positioning, superior alignment, and going back to footwork. So this is something that I have not taught outside of my school, and it's a very simple thing. I finally discovered the right way to say it so that anybody 5 years old and older can understand it. So I'm just going to go over a couple of simple drills. First, I want everybody to put their sticks away. So just go ahead and put your sticks down, and then I will demonstrate. And while you're doing that, I'll speak to the camera. One of the things that Professor Remy, you never saw him out of structural alignment. And this was including when he moved. When he moved, there wasn't this, and he's flopping this way and he's going over this way. It's what I call structure during transition. Anybody can have great structure and stand still. And then they step. Oh yeah, I look good here. But mid that, you can be flopping all over the place. But the big trick with Professor Remy was he maintained structure during transition. So I worked on it, but how can I teach this to somebody else? Honest to Pete is in the last month in my Arnis class that I figured this out, and it worked across the boards. And how I envision it is, good, sit yourself on a stool with wheels. Now just move all over the floor, no matter how you're moving, move as though you're still sitting on that stool. And what you'll find is as long as you're sitting on the stool, you're going to maintain structure all the way up here. So instead of I'm here and then, like a Tai Chi type of thing. See, he's sitting there, he's dropping, it's almost like he's assuming the post, but first action, boom, and Tai Chi, same. Except it's not Tai Chi. I don't do Tai Chi. I've studied the principles and so forth of Tai Chi, and I apply that to what I do, but I don't do Tai Chi. I've had people ask me if I did. I said, no, I don't. But anyway, I've only got a half hour, so I got to stop talking and have you guys do this. You're going to have to bend the knees. Sorry, if you're a lazy American, that sucks. And it sucks to suck. But there you go. And then your movement, keep the knees bent, but keep that stool underneath you. Don't even worry about the arms. We'll play with the arms in a moment. And you're moving around this way. And if you step normally as opposed to karate, this here, but you just move, dance. And you keep your hips and your head aligned vertically Boom, you've got that. So that's the first thing. Would you do that, please? And just play. If it feels cockeyed, I totally understand. I totally understand. And you just move. And you just move. Tips of the toes. Dancing with the stars. Where's Simon? Where's Simon? I want a big grin on Simon's face, man. Oh, that old man moves well for a white boy. I like this.
I feel like I'm being dictated to not by Simon, but Simon's.
Say again?
Not Simon, but Simmons. Richard.
Oh, Richard Simmons?
I'm sorry.
All right, so if you're going to go to the jumping, and then what I want you to do is I want you to step like this. No, I'm not going to do. See, that I will edit out. Okay, so have you got the concept? Okay, now the next drill I'm going to call Mr. Chad Bailey up here, and this drill gets into what I call preemptive stepping. After what he and I do, we will do the same thing with a stick, and you'll understand why I'm doing it. But this drill, you have to do exactly as I say, otherwise you're not going to get the drill. Okay, the simplicity of the drill is, Chad's here, he points an arm at me. Now, I am going to step and realign, and when I align, my concept is this. Stance, please. Okay. We're facing 4-on-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like this. What I want, oh, this leg's in the way of that leg. Okay, I can have that. That's a good thing. Oh, that hand's in the way of that hand. I've taken 4 and I put him down to 2. Hey, Daddy. I've got 4 facing you. For a split moment, I have tactical superiority. The drill that goes like this, he's just standing still and he's like this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to realign. He's going to wait until, okay, Dan's realigned. Then, not quickly, but relaxedly, he moves and I offline and we end up going, yep, like this. Okay, I went over here. Now he tracks again. And I go over here. And it doesn't matter which way you move, but the key is going to be this. Right when you see the tiniest motion of his hand is at the same time when you step. So you're not going to go, no, you just got hit. Think of a sniper. He sees the barrel of the gun. Dang. Rats. You follow what I'm saying? So this is why, number one, Chad's not moving at a high speed because he wants me to develop the step, and I was late there because I was talking, but to develop the step when he starts, and so that he ends up, the gun is aimed, but I'm over here or I'm over there. Does that make sense? Sure. Good. If you do this exactly, what's going to happen is, man, you're going to see the beginning of that move and you're going to go before he ever gets there. So please do that. Then we'll put a stick in our hand and we'll apply this to stick, and then we'll apply this to a particular drill that I was raised up with where you involve stick work and footwork. So that simple drill, get a partner, please do that. Oh, one last thing. So Chad's going to move. Don't do that. Speed-wise, no. And don't immediately track him because he's not going to develop. That's called screw your buddy. And we're all good at screw your buddy, but you don't become skilled playing screw your buddy. Okay, I'm stop talking. Get a partner, play with this. Do not worry if you become skilled at this. I want this to go in your head. The edited version is going up on YouTube. So even if you don't remember, my session here I will post up. Rock and roll. With the ventures behind me, yeah, baby. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You said it's okay for me to
Yes.
to video.
Yeah.
And what about posting?
Yeah, you can post it. What the hell? If I were shooting this for a commercial thing, it would be an absolute no.
Absolutely.
But I was going to put the camp video, but I had the settings wrong on this, so my entire session yesterday, so all the single motion disarm, etc., gone. And the ease of which I taught it, gone. And so what I did was I set it up to record my SD card, not my SD card, but my camera instead of my SD card.
Yeah.
Boom, blanked out just like that. It's like, oh. So I fixed that last night with the Chaz Terry class that I had, and I've got it in the right spot. So all good, but yes. Okay, good. I see you guys are getting the idea on this. Brilliant. All right, now, once I get the attention of these guys over here, that's okay, I'll edit that part out too. All right, I'm gonna have you do a stepping drill, kata style first, so we're not gonna even worry about if we have somebody working with us. And this is gonna be simple. We'll have your right foot in front, and what you'll do is your lead foot is going to take a forward step, your rear foot is going to take an angular step. Okay, that's step number one. Cunningly titled as step number one. Okay, forwards and then left at an angle. Now, step number two, your rear foot is going to go forwards so that your lead foot can go the other way. And you can do this one of two ways. The manner in which I do this, I generally go step and then I go long on a 1-2. You do not have to do that. I don't care. Or it's the same thing. I come with my cross step this way and you see I do a 1-2. You can do that, or you can go just here and here, or you can go here and here without a rear foot draw. Your choice. But first, do the kata action, then we'll do the cane action. So do that, please. See, they're playing the right song. See, I am the leader of the pack, okay? except I'm not getting into a motorcycle accident. Ooh, it's only 10 after. My God.
We're working good.
I cannot believe it. I am doing good. I only used 10 minutes. Look at them, they get it already. Well, maybe.
Just got here, and you're
looking in the right place.
Yeah, you're looking in the right place, yeah.
Register at the trailer. Make sure your car gets in the
Okay,
shop,
good. So now, let me,
choice.
yeah, I'll answer any questions.
Changing your orientation.
Fill out
So instead of being
people's choice ballot
straightforward,
and bring it to the trailer. That way you're participating and everybody else is doing what
Okay,
you're
do I have to
supposed
say
do.
anything?
Vote
You just
for
blew
your
it for me.
favorite
Yeah,
car.
no, you're absolutely correct. Now, here's an interesting thing. Chad, come on up.
But you have to do that. You have to register.
We're joking, oh, you're looking in the right place. Well, you know, if I go forward step, angle step, okay, I'm 4 on and I'm looking here. You just nailed it with your observation. Oh, you're changing your orientation. Yeah, baby. Yes, absolutely. Very, very, very good observation. So, now, let's take the number 1 strike. Please, pardon me for my grip. Trigger finger, the finger won't bend. That hurts. So, I'm gonna look like an utter retard holding onto the stick. Now, if I strike first, the physical action without Chad doing anything is I've got my forward strike, and I don't care if it's a 3 or a 1, but here comes my other strike here. Now, the fascinating thing is, more often than not, if he's going to block and hit, okay, good. The stick is over here. It is very easy to go over here. Yeah, he could do this and come around here. chances are in a high-speed action, most likely he's not going to do this. So we've got ding, ding, and you know, like if you're going ting, 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 or you're going ding, ding, and you're doing all the tappy, tappy stuff. Okay, in my preemptive stepping, I'm making the assumption that he's going to have a fast reaction, which means if I am here, I never hold the cane with the thumb like that, but my hand is like funky. Okay, but notice, oh, look where I am. I even blocked on his hand. Dang, that was the cherry on the ice cream on the cake. Normally I'm here, I did an angle step far enough here. Hey, I've got my defang here. Bam, bam, bam. If I wish. Or I'm here, here's my back step. I'm over this way. Pop, 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 pop. Do you follow? Okay, so there's a method to the madness, but if let's say you just do strike number one, movement number one, step number one. You've got strike, you've got step, but I'm not waiting to see if he's going to hit me back. I figure if I hit at him, he'll have cause and he'll have reason to hit me back. He's not gonna stand there and block and go, oh, Super Dan, you are my hero. It's gonna be like, you strike at me, old man. He's not even in the 6 club. He can call me old man. So without stopping, I'm over here already. Now, for a split moment, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 on. His arm's out there, his body's pointed a certain way. I'm 4 against 0. I like that. For a split moment, I have positional superiority, which is something that Professor Remy always had on us. Positional superiority, and his movement was very, very subtle. So this is what I talk about when I say I want to replicate his ease of action and his ease of application, but I might look different in what I'm doing. So before I talk anymore, which is bad news, I'll go on. I had a class last night that I thought we were going to go hour and a half. We went 3 hours. Somebody was talking a lot. That was me. We covered a lot, but you get me talking, it'll stretch. Michael will cut me off in mid-session and I won't be able to show you this. So strike, you've got your step, bang, and you've got your second step, and you've got your defense as you do this. You'll notice that you're on the other side of the person. And if anybody has any questions, always ask, raise up a hand, send up a signal flare, whatever. So with your partner, would you do that, please? Only just that action. We're not even going to go with the cross step with the number 2 strike yet.
Are we initiating a strike, then we position ourselves? Are we strike and then coming here?
Yeah.
Okay.
With no stop. So you're not going to stance and go, but you're actually going to just 1, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'm here and you block, I'm here already.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Peter's got to run a clerical thing, so I'm in charge of your lunch today.
Oh, okay.
So you got 3 options. I can run to Wawa and grab you something. There's a food truck with wraps where I can grab you something, or I can get you something off Uber Eats if you're in the mood for something that's specific. More of a genre than a...
Yeah. We'll figure that out lunchtime.
Well, you've got 15 minutes till lunchtime.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking to you now.
Yeah, probably I want something different than a wrap, so probably a burger. If they have Coke Classic,
You
not
like
Diet
Five
Coke.
Guys?
Not, Five Guys is good. Five Guys, the cool thing about Five Guys, if you get the double burger and you order whatever that you want on it,
Yep.
I almost only go mayonnaise and peppers.
Jalapenos?
Jalapenos.
Peppers.
Let's feel the burn, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayo and jalapenos.
Yep.
Double stack.
Yep.
Cheese, bacon?
Cheese.
Cheese.
No,
Okay.
no, bacon's for breakfast. Bacon's good. Bacon's for breakfast.
good all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Okay, good. Good. So, did you guys get this? Yes, sir. Okay. Like I said, don't worry about memorizing it because I will be posting it up so that you will actually have the data. Now, the second one, okay, as opposed to going front step, you're going to go back step and then your other foot's going to angle. So let's see, Chad, I'm going to have you on this side for me, please. So if I'm here, and yeah, I wouldn't go, because of course he's going to see what I'm going to do. He's going to whack me in the hand or whatever. But it could be, if I was in mid-motion, somehow my cane ended up on this side. So I've got my step and I've got my angle. So I'm not gonna compromise my position to chase the move. But in terms of just basics, let's see, I'm gonna move you over here this way just a tiny bit. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cross over this way. Easy way to remember this is the stick's on this side, the step's on this side. And I've got here, and here I am. Now, yes, I am squared up to him, but look at my position. Oh, look at this foot. It's pointed that way. Good, it's negated. The hand is already taken up either by the check or by the block or by his strike. Good. One punch, one kick. Okay, I'm 4 on 2. This is not as good, but if you do what I call coordinated action, which is 2 things at once, he throws the punch, the stick will go at the same time as the parry. So I always have a backup. That's Super Dan. The Big Daddy has always got a backup. I do not expect him to give in to me like some whipped little puppy. He's going to do something. So I always work counter to counter. I always have a backup. And I figure out how to have the backup, and then I train it. And if he messes my backup, that's okay, because I have a backup to the backup. But, yes, sir.
When you get a chance, can you reverse the side?
Yeah. So, again, you're looking at back foot step. I'm going over here. And for some reason, my cane is on this side of my body. And so I've got my step. And here I am. And you notice, see where that check hand is? It's not down here scratching my ass. Lefty might want to come play. Are you a righty?
Nope.
You're a lefty?
No, I'm a righty.
Oh, you're a righty. Have you trained your left?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I bet you have. And so I'm here. Boom! I am ready for the left hand because that is the most accessible thing for him to do. So, simple. Step, step, preemptive step. I am angle stepping before I need to. We're that close, I cannot step faster than he can hit. You cannot move a large body of mass as quickly as a small body of mass. So I just move it earlier. Does that make sense? Good. So now, on this strike, do that, and then Chad and I will do a demonstration of a very old drill that Professor Remy had us do called give and take, and you will see where this really plays in. So, before I talk some more, partner, number 2 strike, rear foot step, the other foot goes forwards at an angle. Start that, please. Good. Now, here's a trick.
Yes, sir.
Don't even plant for a split second. So you're here. So watch out for karate. You know, but instead, if I'm here and I strike at him, no, you go ahead. You can go ahead and block and hit back. Say, I'm over here already. Now he didn't block fully. Okay, I don't care. I've still got this here. Boom. I've got the hit, or I've got the jam, or. But you notice, when I moved with the intent to get off to the side.
Yes, sir.
That's the trick.
Yes.
I want to be on. I want to achieve alignment superiority immediately.
Anticipating.
No, I'm not anticipating. I'm going off of experience.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, anticipation is, to me, prediction in the hopes that I turn out right. Okay, I don't anticipate. I predict, but I predict by experience. I go here, bam, you're going to come back. I go here, good, I'm already over here. So I choose my words very, very carefully. Yeah, just 1, 2. Yeah, but step at him on the first one. Don't be going at your angle to begin with, because then you're telling him where you're going. You go straight at him, and there you go. Good. Start again. Let me see what you're doing.
we're still stuck on one because
On
I'm
one?
slow.
Who's slow? Are you?
Me.
Follow me in the air. Put your stick back here. 1, 2. Do that. 1, 2.
One more time.
No. Step with your rear foot and then no. That's your. Excuse me.
This one.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Step with your front foot and then angle that 1, 2. Good. Stop doing kata. Circle in and go. The only time you do that is there's dog shit on the ground. No. Walk. 1, 2.
So just one.
Yeah, but don't bring your foot into the other foot because then you're creating a curve and you're making this a longer action in terms of time.
Okay.
You know?
Just 1, 2.
Yeah, I've seen you walk. You don't walk like that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta get there quickly. Yeah, no, you don't do that. You walk.
Okay.
Walk.
Let me see you do it one more time.
Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, not that
Not
one.
the funny one.
Forwards. Bingo! Right there. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you.
But if you're up here, right?
Okay. I have 5 minutes for a demonstration, Chad. All right. If you talk to any of the old timers, you'll find out that tappy is not just block, bait, capture, and lock. Okay, that is an action, but that's a counter the counter action. Okay, tappy essentially is counter the counter. So it doesn't matter which drill that you know, the 6 count drill, counter the counter. The first drill that I was taught was what we called give and take. And the idea of give and take is you could either whack the stick or you could cut the arm. But the thing is I start and I hit at Chad and he does, and oh, did I just do a preemptive step? Yes. Daddy's stepping. I am not stopping. But notice
Dan, excuse me. Can everybody do what we do? One more time.
Hey, Karen.
Whenever you want to, Dan, it'll be lunchtime.
But you notice just from that brief demonstration, we're stepping all over the place. Now, when we're going quickly, this can look like a cat's breakfast. But if you go slow, okay, now, and I'm huge on the saying slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I never heard this until Bruce Chu said it at your camp 4 years ago when I was there. Okay, yeah. And I've always done it, but I never had the phrase for it. It's like in all fights, there should be 2 hits. I hit you, and then you hit the ground. I just learned that this weekend. Oh, I like that. But if you go nice and slow, so we're here, and I'm gonna cut, and I go here. Oh, and he passes, so I come here and boom, and I check early. Oh, look at that. He didn't strike. He came at me with the puño. Yeah, baby. And now notice, I retreated for a defang. Boom, he takes it on the stick. I cut him as though I have a blade. I'm right here. Oh. Now, he just did something which I didn't expect him to do, because I go here, I was expecting this, and he went this, which means I had to observe him. And one of the key mistakes every martial artist does is they do this. I'm going to do brush trap strike. It's my turn. So you're going to do, let's say, 5 punches, 1 at a time. So, okay, it's my turn. I wonder what Trump's going to do. God, I think that Zelensky guy is really funny. God, I adore Tulsi Gabbard. And it's like, oh, it's my turn? That's the last one's to quote Bruce Lee. The biggest mistake in most people's training, my opinion, is they do not pay attention to this person. Observe. Attention on this person. This goes all the way back to about 5 years into my training with Professor Remy, and then I'll wrap up. I stopped listening to him. He was going through a period of ill health. We all thought he might croak. Okay, how do we extract the most that we can? Okay, I stopped listening to him and I started feeling him. I started observing him. I would pay attention while he was executing on me. Boy, oh boy, did my understanding of what he was doing skyrocket. Because he wasn't a verbally scientific teacher. You go like this and you hit him and it's hurt already.
He wasn't articulate with words, he was articulate with his movement.
Boy, oh boy. So, in this type of drill, now I've got the motion and I'm paying attention to what he's doing, and at the same time, notice I'm keeping my structure, I'm maximizing my alignment as best as possible. You roll this back on YouTube, put it in slow motion, you'll see we were 4-on-4 every once in a while. That's gonna happen. But the more you train this, the more you will train the movement, the more you will get, my opinion, clearly stated as such, the more you will get the essence of Remy presses, as opposed to a monkey see, monkey do, the technique of Remy presses. So, my time is up. Thank you very much. And I guess it's lunchtime. Oh, major thanks to Chad. Wait, I pulled him off to the side and said, Chad, do this. Chad, do you know give and take? Oh yeah. And it's like 3.5 minutes, and that's if you counted breaks. And I knew he's somebody I could move with. Old timers have this same kind of rut, where we're moving, etc., and we're shifting, and so forth. So anyway, major thanks to Chad, my man. Okay, now let's eat. Okay, good. So I didn't know I was having a morning session. This is just, so for me, this is frosting on the cake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach a little drill that I do in my school, and I'm actually riffing off of what Harold was doing on Friday. And he had this thing where I believe there was a defense this way, then he mentioned torque and drop. And I'm off to the side. I'm going, yeah, baby. Okay. I like this. One of the things that I tell my Arnis students is that I do not rely on the hardness of the weapon to do my damage for me. Because if I'm here, you're not going to defend. Yes, sir. I'm going to piss him off. And I only want to do, realistically, I only want to do 2 hits. I hit you, you hit the ground. I got that from Pete Hobart the other day. But so, a common mistake, and I will only claim a common mistake for my students, is that if he striketh, and I'm going, just this little arm thing, okay? I don't do this. So, I incorporate my whole body for the finish shot. I might do a couple of what I call dink shots. He's here, and I have a distraction, but now, you see what my body just did? Oh, my body's set up so I'm spring-loaded, and when I hit, it is going to be good night. Now, how I developed this is like utterly simple, and I'm just going to have, like I did with the footwork drills, I'm just going to have you do just the footwork first, and this is like utterly simple. So, not in the way of the camera, but wherever you are, you can either put your stick down or you can put it behind yourself. And all I want you to do is you put your right foot forward, and what you've got is, you've got a right angle step. Okay, now you rotate 90 degrees to your left. From this point, you're going to do what I call a wind-up, which is, so I'm not going to do anything with the feet, but I'm going to, with my hips and my shoulder, wind up and drop, and then I rotate out again. So, and the initial angle step is actually, it's an elective, it's an arbitrary. You can do it or you can not do it, because you can do this from here, starting from an angle position. Rotate in to your right, rotate to your left, and for those of us old enough to remember what a mainspring is, you've got your slight wind up, drop, and you rotate out again to your right. And so, kata style, we'll do this one more time, no stick, and you've got, and I'm just gonna do it with the angle step. You've got the angle step, we have a rotation to the right, we have a wind up and a drop, and a rotate back facing the direction that you're doing. Now, stick-wise, what you'd be adding in with the stick is you'd have a strike coming in this fashion, and I've got my angle and my check. Now, the check is going to be really important, because what you're going to do is when you check, you're going to extend this out, you're going to extend the arm. You'll see why on the third action. Now, I've got my rotation. There's my back step. Now, the next one comes from Serrata, Screma, the next strike. It's not in modern Arnis, and it's basically Tiger Woods. You're going to come up under this way, but you've got your rotate. You've got your extendo check, short, down this way. This goes over your shoulder. Bang! Here comes the backhand. So, kata style. I'm here. I have my step, I have my check. As I rotate in, I extend this out. I roll this with my wrist. I will tighten this up as though I'm delivering a punch from my solar plexus. No, actually closer to the body by the time you're done. Bang, here, and then just a short wind up and a drop. This comes out here, and I rotate out. Now, when I do this with a partner, sir, come. I've been watching this gentleman. He's hardly done any Arnis, and the whole weekend, man, he's been rolling with it beautifully. So I'm really, really impressed. Usually, somebody who hasn't done much of this gets very confused very quickly, but he's been rocking and rolling with this whole thing. So this is like very much a kudos. So what I want you to do is I want you to strike up to my left side of the head, and I've got this. Now, I had my angle step, crack. And as I crack here, I push this out. Why do I push this out? Because it gives me distance to come up under this way. I check again. There's the drop. I check. And I've got this out this way. Now, when I teach this, first it's just stop and go. Okay, here, 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 and then it's done in a flow. But the big trick about doing it in a flow is please, please, please do not neglect exactness on the rotation. He does the strike here. It's all body. If I hit him, I want something to break. I'm not into, forearm. I do this. Yeah, look, now he's smiling at me. He's going, yeah, old man, you just keep hitting the meat. I'm thin. I haven't got much meat. I ain't doing nothing. I'm splitting your skull. No, we're here. Here comes the body. Oh, I want to break something. I don't care how much padding he's got. I want to break something. But you'll do this via this here instead of this. He's big enough? Yeah, he can pull it off with the arms. Despite how much I weigh now, as opposed to when I started karate when I was 14, I still think of myself like that 14-year-old kid, 105 pounds and about maybe 5'5". So I've got to get every bit of body into it. So before I talk some more, let me go back over this. And you can do this with your partner as long as you piece it. Okay. So we've got here, and here comes the body shot. I'm going to roll under, bang, into the wrist, over the top, bang, into the hand. I'm still going to check this because maybe I missed. Bang here. Now, one last thing just to let you know is that when I strike at somebody, I don't do any of that nonsense. I do not teach myself to miss. So, if I'm here, no room for discussion.
Yeah.
No room for discussion. Well, maybe you didn't get me. No. I gotcha. I will use, and I got this from Balintawak Scramble, I will use a right angle positioning of my wrist so my stick doesn't flip out and I don't accidentally hit him. But that also helps me keep control over the stick so that, boom, no room for discussion. Does that make sense? Sure. Okay, so that's sequence number 1 of 4, and I'm going to try and cover all 4 sequences for the camera because, like I said on my others, I edited my YouTube stuff last night. It's ready to go, which means my camp videos, not the Chaz videos, but the camp videos. I edited them last night. They're ready to upload. Okay, I'll add this because Harold is graciously filming this. Good, I'll append this on the end. This is session 3. So do this. Do not worry about if you remember it because it will be made public. My contribution to you guys and your attention. So let's do that before I talk more. Start.
Professor, could you please reverse the angle?
Oh yeah, sure. Come on over here. And okay, so watch this. All right, coming in from the other side, we've got the block and the check, same time. I've got my chamber. This will push out as I rotate in. Tip of the stick will flip up. I rotate under. My Tiger Woods shot. Again, I will keep the extension of the stick here. Rewind. Drop her down. This comes here. The check hand comes out. And bang. Just like that. Now he trusts me. You see his hand didn't come up? Cool. You knew I was going to control it. Very good. So, bang, 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 bang. And as I mentioned in my previous sessions, the moment I close with somebody, you notice I get shorter because I bend my knees. All of my rotation and torque comes from the ground, but it is channeled by action of the knees. Okay. Do the drill, we'll get on to the next one, and then we'll go into the 2 variations. Start. Okay, there's one important distinction I want to make, and that is, when you're here, you don't want to cut, because we don't have a cutting tool, okay? I don't have a blade, I'm not going to open up his stomach. We have an impact tool. Here, crack, so that to get out of the habit of doing this, I will use my wrist and I will flip the tip of the stick very abanico-like. So it'd be like an abanico retraction, which actually sets me up for this shot right away. And then, same kind of reverse abanico this way, sets me up for my drop shot. And then I'm right back into here. So make sure that you haven't got this here and going ring like this. I was telling Peter, if you think in terms of right angles, as opposed to a circular cut, straight, wrist flips this down as I check. I've already got the chamber, bang, and there I am, abanico style, up here, bang, drop down, bang here. It's all from down here. So just a little important distinction for you. So tiny bit more than I want to get onto the second sequence because otherwise we will be here for quite some time. And I don't get quite some time. I only get 30 minutes. So tiny bit more, we'll go on to sequence 2. Start. And segment number 2, segment 1 we have our right foot stepping at an angle forward. Segment number 2 we have our left foot stepping forward at an angle. So what you've got is fundamentally, you've got the same thing, but on the other side with the other steps. So you've got the left step, and when you left step, you rotate. Bang. Then you've got the rotation towards the right. Again, you have dropping of the knees, a wind up, and drop here, and then your full rotation to the left. So basically you're doing the same thing, but you're doing this against the backhand stroke. So we've got step, rotate, rotate left, rotate right, wind up. Those of you who do not know what a mainspring is, please go to YouTube and look it up, because this is a and then right from here a rotation to this direction again. Okay, now stick action. I'm right here. I step to my left. I have my defense. Crack. And then I bring this through. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is a strike that I did not get from Professor Remy. I got it from Calas Illustrissimo, Christopher Ricketts in the Philippines. Okay, he went around here, and there's a almost like, let's say you've got this number 8, except you've got this to the back of the elbow, which you will see when I do this with a partner. Now, when you do this, you've got to check at the same time. Then the tip of the stick comes back in a backhand downward stroke, and then you've got your check, and you've got your full wind up. Bang, this way. So I'm here, bang, 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 bang. Now, Ray, can I borrow you for a second, please? And we'll do it on this side, so you can see one type of rotation, and then we'll do it on the other side. So we've got the number 2. I'm offline. Crack. And even though I'm hitting the stomach, the lovely thing is it will deliver enough of a shock to allow me to get into my next move. From here, I have a check and I have an elbow shot. Bang. Wind up on the shoulders, drop down this way. This comes over my shoulder, and boom, I turn and I whack this way. So on a step-by-step defense, rotate into the body. You can draw as long as you've done an impact. Then you can pull it out. Body turn, right to the back of the elbow, wind up, bang, down here, and up to this side. So we do it on the other side so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. But here, crack, and I have double elbow shot, check, same time. So you're not going ding ding, you're not going ding ding, but here, see how the tip of this rolls over like I'm doing this. It rolls over, my shoulder twists just a little bit, the knees drop, bang, right on the hand, right here. Does the name Wade Boggs mean anything to you? Because I'm swinging for the fence. When you do this in a flow, the key thing is to not round the edges. You say, oh, okay. I've rounded the edges. I've not done the fullest extent of every single action. You're here. You see the difference. The body, I was telling Chaz that the feet and the knees lead everything. It's almost like the stick and the check hand are along for the ride. They are moving because all of this is moving. So one more time, I'll let you guys play with this. Bang, bang, crack, crack, crack. Full rotation both ways. The body torque, very much in like in Tuhan Harold's first session where he's dropping. Okay, we've got the whole body going, the whole body delivering, and then you don't get into Errol Flynn. Oh, am I marking my age? No. If he has a weapon that's going to do damage, I want this thing over with quick. But I can't rely on the hardness of my weapon to do my damage for me. So, before I speak more, do this with your partner. It's coming off of a number 2. Your check, rotate into the body, rotate fully to the left side, and you've got the check, and you've got the elbow strike, you've got the wind up, you've got the drop shot. Oh my, look how much my knees are bent. Daddy's swinging for the fence on this next one. Can you do that, please? Okay, a distinction that I want to make on impact hitting. I was working with a gentleman over here, and I was talking about, bang, you've got this, and he goes, through the target. And I go, no. We're not looking at through the target. What you want to do is you want to set off an explosion inside the target. So you've got this focus that is not further than here, but doesn't stop here. You don't have any chest problems or anything, do you?
Not yet.
Not yet? I didn't do shit, did I? But you felt it, right? Okay. Maybe I hit a pressure point. I don't know. I don't know any pressure points. I know 2 parlor tricks. So maybe I did, maybe I did. But the idea is you set off that little 2-incher firecracker inside the person. And of course, I'm not going to hit here. So I want that shock here, and it'll feel just like your wife slapped you right across the face. Very sharp, bah, which sets me up for bang, and I never hold the puño like that. Bang here, down on bone, on bone, on bone. But as opposed to duck your head. As opposed to that, it's going to be, and his head's going to go. I'm going to set off the tuning fork in his head. That's the idea that I want. So, tiny bit more than I'm going to demonstrate the next 2 variations, because if you know the first 2 variations, the next 2 are simple Simon. But the key thing, the knees are bent, the body torques through, pressure off the feet, transmitting body movement through your knees.